What is up, everybody? I am excited to approach my first Ironman7.3 in Wilmington this weekend. I'm only a few days away from that event, and so I just want to take a moment to share with you about my journey, what exactly that I'm doing, and hoping that you may find some inspiration from that and perhaps do an Ironman yourself or a triathlon yourself. So what is a triathlon? A triathlon is 3 different sports combined together in one event. It comprises of swimming, followed by biking, and then lastly running. I did one sprint triathlon a couple months ago at the Smiley Triathlon. I had a really good time. And I am about to do a half Ironman in the next few days in Wilmington. This half Ironman comprises of, well, first is half Ironman 70.3, and 70.3 is the total distance spread out through all 3 disciplines. There will be a 1.2 mile swim in the ocean, and then you enter a transition area for you to change from your swimming gear to your biking gear, and from there you hop on a bike and do the biking portion. The bike portion is a 56 miles bike. Once you finish with that, you enter another transition area called T2. You transition off your biking gear into your running gear, and then you run a half marathon, which is 13.1 miles. My expected time will be somewhere in the neighborhood of 6 to 8 hours, which is definitely beginner's, novice level. So yeah, they're all cut off time. So you want to make sure that you at least meet the cutoff time before they drag you off the course. Since I haven't done a half Ironman before, I don't know whether I will meet the cutoff time or not. Obviously, my focus is to meet the cutoff time and finish the race. And in order for that to happen, several things has to go appropriately. First, I can't drown or I can't quit during the swim. Second, hopefully I don't wreck and injure myself to the point where I can't continue with the bike. And third, of course, not getting into any kind of bad cramps or problem with the run, like bonking out or hitting the wall. And in order to make sure that that's possible, it is very important to train adequately, and then at the same time have a good nutritional goal. The reason for that is on average most people can store a certain amount of glycogen. So you have a certain amount of glycogen storage. Usually it takes about an hour and a half to an hour and 50 minutes to burn through your glycogen storage if you exercise vigorously. In order to avoid using all of your glycogen storage, you have to make sure that you keep your heart rate at a certain level, so that way you don't necessarily tap into all of your storage. And that's number one. And then the second thing is to make sure that you continuously fuel yourself with simple carbohydrates so that your body can convert it into quick energy. During a race, you can't really eat proteins or fats because that takes a long time to process. So I will be relying on goo gels to give me some nutrition. And there's other source of carbohydrates, and ideally you're supposed to try several different types of carbohydrates, different types of sugars, so that way your body can utilize different pathways to break it down. But it's too late for me to really try a bunch of different things. I'm just going to stick with something that I'm familiar with. That's number one. Number two is, of course, throughout the event, your body will sweat, and in that process you will lose a lot of your vital nutrients, vitamins and electrolytes, things like potassium, sodium, magnesium. So it is very important to replenish those electrolytes adequately, otherwise, your muscles not going to work. So my goal is to drink about, say, 16 ounces of fluid per hour, and in that fluid I need to have about 800 milligrams of sodium and some caffeine and some potassium to continuously replenish my fluid loss. So yeah, those are the big things that I have to make sure I get it right in order to have this race go in accordance to plan. If I'm behind on my nutrition and on my fluid, then unfortunately, just like a car, if you don't have adequate fuel, it's not going to go. And I've done that before, where I remember doing my marathon, and as I was reaching towards the end, I can tell that my mind was quite ready for the distance, but my body just wasn't, my muscle just wouldn't want to move because it just depleted of all electrolytes and sugar and energy. So yeah, I'm hoping that I fuel myself correctly and have a good race. Hopefully I have something left in the tank for that last 3 miles on the run to push it hard and finish strong. So we'll see. I also need to make sure that I don't push it too fast and burn all my matches, meaning that utilizing my glycogen storage sooner than what I need, because if I do, then I will pay for it. So yeah, wish me luck, guys. It's gonna be interesting. I'm looking forward to see how my body will hold up during this event, and can't wait to share the result with you guys. See you in the next video.